we're here. We're doing a little bit of a political update today. Let's see what... I found a few tabs. We'll go through it and have a look.
Brits leaving the UK. Why are the Brits leaving the UK? As we have seen, a lot of people from countries like India, Pakistan, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe are moving to UK. And also there is a huge influx of people lately due to illegal immigration. On the other hand, many natives are moving out. About 479,000 people emigrated from the UK in the year ending June 2024. But why are they leaving the UK? First, the cost of living is brutal. In London, homes average over £400,000, pricing out young people who can't buy in. Then there's the dreary weather and lifestyle. Many chase sun in Spain or France. Brexit's also left some feeling cut off from Europe. Jobs lure professionals to Australia or the US. Plus, illegal immigration, like 30,000 small boat arrivals in 2024, strains housing and services, pushing some out. High taxes and rising crime seal the deal. From Dubai to Dublin, Brits are seeking better vibes. Would you leave? Comment below and don't forget to...
There you go, guys. Mass exodus from the UK. Interesting to watch what's happening in the UK now. It's basically unrecognisable. But, you know, they brought it upon themselves, so you get what you get. You'll get a lot of Brits that stay behind and they're going to fight for their country in the sense, like in terms of keeping the fabric of what makes the UK. Interesting to see what happens there. Alright, next video, let's go.
Be mean for a second. I reckon all these young lib creators that are popping up realise they have no personality and no pizzazz and no showbiz. So
no showbiz.
They just make their subpar content to try and get any engagement they can, because fundamentally they're insecure, sad little people who are searching for identity, yet they can't find it because they are pizzazzless. They are without pizzazz. They are without fun. Can you imagine any of these fucking people having friends, having a laugh, cackling at a restaurant? I can't. Have they ever had a fun sleepover, a girls' weekend? I don't think so.
This person is a fucking clown, honestly. Like, if she genuinely believes that she is fun, like, I would not in a million years want to be friends with someone like this. Like, this person is... It's like they're delusional. It's like they actually have like a mental illness. Like, look at her. Just look at the way they behave. Who would want to be friends with this?
I think they're friendless, sad people with no personality who realise they won't get attention through their own personality because they don't have one. But they might get some attention and validation through just spouting what they think is the counterculture, when in reality it's just conservatism. They can't believe what they're actually saying because
conservatism is the counterculture now. What are you talking about? Oh, I don't want to like this. But...
content is so subpar and lacks enthusiasm or passion. They're so boring about it. Like, come on, give us some...
Life's not just about passion. It's about logic. It's about understanding, philosophical breakdown. You know, there's actually more to life than just passion. Passion!
Something. But they can't because they're boring people. And it's like really sad for that side because they have no charisma, no personality. Just this.
Yeah, Abby Chatfield is the...
and the greens.
Abby Chatfield is the epitome of character and culture and having a good character.
Abby Chatfield and the Labour. And you go, give me something. Please, you boring little gremlins.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. It's not about actual proper policy of these people. It's like, how can I be entertained? How can I keep being a degenerate? How can I be fucking confused and out of touch of reality? Classic Abby Chatfield. All right, next.
Significant moment that we have kept that Trump-style politics out of Australia. The Greens have achieved a record Senate vote. We're nudging 14% based on where the county is at the moment, and we'll see where it gets to at the end. And I think that's a reflection of now the true Greens level of support in Australia. And it's a pretty remarkable achievement that means that all of our senators have been re-elected, but also in part because of that strong vote and the result we've got, the Greens are now in sole balance of power in the next parliament. We stand ready in the Senate to make this the most progressive parliament that Australia has seen.
Oh, God.
That general shift of Liberal people going to Labor has obviously played out differently in our Queensland seats. It's meant that in the seat of Griffith now, despite our primary vote performing well, that there'll be a Labor MP elected off Liberal preferences. And obviously it's changed the order of the three-party count in the seat of Brisbane as well.
Well, they've lost some seats, so we'll see what happens. Next.
Win their seats is by
Oh,
so the way that the Greens win their seats is by getting more first preference votes or preferences above Labor, because if they have more votes than Labor, they will likely get Labor's preferences for the Greens over LNP. So Labor voters, though not always, are more likely to put the Greens over LNP. And so when the Greens have more votes than Labor, they get those extra preferences that makes them beat the Liberals in that seat and hence winning it. What's changed this election is a bunch of Liberal voters have shifted towards Labor. So only by a few thousand votes
Fucking
in these
idiots.
seats have Labor gotten more votes than the
Fucking
Greens.
idiots.
And so
You fell for a fucking trap. These fucking Liberal voters are so stupid. They fell for the, Trump. Fucking get off the news and fucking think with your own brain, you idiots.
they don't get any preferences because Liberal votes don't flow to the Greens over Labor.
Piss me off.
They go to Labor over the Greens usually. And so that is why Greens have lost these seats, basically. And this is terrible news for democracy because a two-party system results in corruption and lack of democracy. Labor and Liberals have the same corporate donors and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, because Greens don't have corporate donors.
We have lost the only people in the lower house holding Labor to account and actually getting better results. So this is not good. And the bar shouldn't just be keeping Liberals out. The bar should be doing better. It should be doing better for this country, doing better policies and getting better.
It's literally people like this lady here. Oh, that are so out of touch with reality. Who are literally so engulfed with their own virtue. Who are going to destroy their own country because of these stupid ideologies they follow. These fucking alarmist attitudes.
Better results. Labor and Liberals have no policies that address the amount of homelessness in this country, rising rents, and unaffordable house prices. In fact, Labor want house prices.
And Greens don't too. All their options are unrealistic and never possibly, they're not possible outcomes. They're just absolute delusions.
To continue to grow. And Victoria Labor are knocking down public housing during a housing crisis and privatising it all. Meanwhile, Labor are also opening new coal and gas mines. And the only people of reason in Parliament were the Greens.
Who cares?
They were the ones holding
coal
Labor
and gas
to not be so
energy.
shit. But now, with Labor having so much power, they've got nothing.
We need energy, guys. For this country to succeed, we need to have cheap energy. We can't just be running off fumes.
Holding them back. They can be as corrupt and as conservative as they like because they've got all the votes, they've got all the power, and that's not a good thing. Minority governments and diversity in governments is a good thing for democracy.
Yeah, not when it's Greens, though. Okay, let's see what Trumpy said here.
Albanese, I'm very friendly with. I don't know anything about the election. He's been very, very nice to me, very respectful to me. I have no idea who the other person is that ran against him. And, we've had a very good relationship.
There you go. It just goes to show Donald Trump has no idea who Peter Dutton is because his campaign was so weak and he obviously had no relationship with Trump. And it just goes to show this whole, he was too much like Trump. Trump didn't even know who this guy is. Let alone did Dutton portray any sort of signal towards being like Trump. He was weak in the word weak. He is the definition of weak. Here we go. Peter Dutton's lost his seat and Liberals are heading for a bloodbath. Hard to say where it went wrong, but this list is a pretty good place to start. So Liberals, online privacy and freedom of speech track record. Started the e-safety office. Yep. Started the misinformation tick. Consensus social media post during COVID tick. Support digital ID tick. Support under 16 social media ban. Age verification of social media tick. They, by doing all this, are going against the very principles that the Liberal Party was founded on. They are a fucking joke. Sorry for my swearing, but I'm just pissed off. Okay, let's have a look at this.
The Liberal leadership race has narrowed to just 3 after Shadow Defence Minister Andrew Hastie ruled himself out of contention. Joining us live, Trudy McIntosh from Canberra. Trudy, are we any closer to knowing who Peter Dutton's replacement will be?
Well, Pete, at this stage, no one's actually publicly thrown their hat in the ring, but privately, there is a lot of canvassing going on within Liberal ranks. Three big names still in this race: the Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor, the Deputy Leader Susan Lee, and the Shadow Immigration Minister Dan Tehan. That field narrowed, though, late yesterday after Andrew Hastie, the Shadow Defence Minister, formally ruled himself out of contention. He's not ruling it out necessarily for all time. He's a young man and he still probably has a long future in politics. This is a party that now not only needs to find a leader in the wake of Peter Dutton's sudden loss in Dixon, but also needs to find a direction where it can win back
whatever leader they find, can they make sure that you can actually just look at them without being absolutely disgusted in yourself, please?
Seats. It was wiped out, essentially, in major capital cities right around the country. Nationals MPs and senators don't have a say in who's going to lead the coalition. That's up to the Liberals. But Senator Matt Canavan a short time ago giving this free advice on the policy direction that the coalition should head in.
People are saying that right now, that we should go to left. I mean, I don't think like that at all. I've spent 2 weeks on polling booths every day. No one has come up to me and said we need to go left or right or this or that. They don't think of themselves in those terms. What they want is a political party that fights for them.
Yes.
Meantime, the Prime Minister has the opposite problem, and that is so many new MPs, a lot of them vying for a promotion in an inevitable reshuffle. We're not expecting major change. The major portfolios are likely to stay exactly how they were before the election. This Friday, we're going to see Labor MPs, the New Look caucus, brought here to Canberra. There'll be factional meetings to determine how many positions there will be for Anthony Albanese to decide. One name that's being thrown around in the newspapers this morning is an elevation of Beck White, the former Tasmanian state Labor leader. She won the seat of Lyons there on Saturday night and potentially in line to be elevated into the Albanese ministry. But as we heard from the Prime Minister yesterday, Pete, he says anything that doesn't come from his mouth potentially is nonsense, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, there's some rumours that Penny Wong might be considering her retirement at some stage before the election too. I wonder how much this changes the game in the future.
Not today, I wouldn't imagine.
No, she's coming up on the program in about 10 minutes, so we'll talk to her about that.
Not Penny Wong. Okay. I respect Penny Wong because she actually has real followers on Instagram.
This is a seismic remaking of Australian politics. Labor is on track for its biggest ever majority in the House. Don't be confused by this blue in the regions. When we drill into the cities, there's not much.
This is like a classic show of like how fucking out of touch like city Australia is to the country. The country is literally in absolute suffering right now. And you can see that. Look at this. The regions. I mean, these tills are a bit concerning, but I mean, independents, whatever. But who got orange? Oh, that's Sharky. Yeah, that's Mayo. Okay.
Much left of the Liberal Party. We still have 14 seats to call and plenty of counting to happen. But tonight we have Labor on 89 seats, a 14-seat majority, and it'll likely.
They're gonna pass every single bill now. Like, say goodbye to any freedoms. Say goodbye to speech. Like, say goodbye to the Australian way of life. This is going to happen now.
Get bigger. The coalition.
Freedom of speech gone. Censorship, social credit, everything that we all were warning you against is about to happen.
Decimated, stuck on 37, a historic low. And look at this huge crossbench. Expect even more teals in this parliament, soaking up the centre ground where the Liberals in particular have seemingly given up. In Queensland, home to both Liberal.
All those people who voted Labor that were Liberal voters, you can get fuck you. But also, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you've literally just given Australia, you just hand the keys of the Australian way of life, they're gone. There's no more Australian way of life.
And Nationals leaders, the LNP has gone backwards from 21 seats to 15. Labor picking up at least 8 seats, including off the Greens, who've had a shocker. In New South Wales, the Liberals down to just 6 seats, losing ground to Labor and the Teals. In Victoria, the coalition wiped out in Melbourne. All 6 seats we've called for the Conservatives are in the region so far. For both New South Wales and Victoria, there could be more Nationals than Liberals in Parliament. In South Australia, the Libs are down to just 2, Sturt flipping to Labor. And in WA, the Liberal bloodbath from 3 years ago has been repeated. Labor sweeping the nation.
We were sweeping the nation. Oh my god. Okay, let's see what's happening here in Ireland. Right.
What's going on in Ireland, just exactly, for people who don't know what's going on in Ireland, just exactly what is happening.
Ireland has gone to the dogs. It's just not our country anymore. It's horrible. You don't feel safe walking the streets. I certainly don't, and I was born and reared in Dublin. I wouldn't feel safe.
In Dublin?
I don't like me children going out. I don't like me grandchildren going out. But it's not safe. It's gone to the dogs. It really is.
And how has it gone to the dogs?
Because he let too much immigrants in, and not the right ones, unfettered ones. There's not the right ones. What's down here is not. There's nothing wrong with them. They could be fighting in a war, but they're not. But they're just getting money, money, money. That's all.
What do the immigrants get here?
Oh, they get plenty. Now, one man, a Romanian man, buys off me, and he told me that in their country they get paid for one child, children's allowance. They get paid for as many as they have here, 10. They're coming from England over here now, coming from the north, down there, over here because they get more money. You get plenty, they get well looked after. I pay me taxes, I'm paying for these people to be here, and they're flaunting it in front of me every day, just standing around doing nothing, drinking and fighting.
Yep, Ireland is cooked. Ireland is cooked. What's this? Let's have some fun. Let's have a bit of a laugh. What is Speed doing here?
冰淇淋，他那个是不是太远了？那个啥，那个他们那个馆是多远的一个馆？是望京那边的吗？就那个我上次去的那个。看着这边魏园那边上那个门口东边。What's everybody?
Oh fuck, that is so funny. What's this?
Couldn't lead his footy team out on a fucking Sunday, let alone run the country for another 4 years. This communist parasite couldn't lead his footy team out on a fucking Sunday, let alone run the country for another 4 years. Just watch this video.
Mr. Albanese, you don't think 1.8 million immigrants in 5 years is going to increase demand on the medical system? What about the fact that people my age can't get any housing, we can't get rentals anymore, we have no future in this country anymore? Do you think that's kind of ridiculous? No? You can't touch me, mate. You know.
That nervous shrug halfway through says fucking everything. Not to mention that filthy little smirk he gives as the young man that asks very valid questions is being dragged from the room. It's becoming very, very evident that this guy's loyalty doesn't lie with Australia, but with global agendas. And that's fucking it. This communist...
It's true. Literally every government, well, not every government, a lot of governments have succumbed to globalist agendas and imported ideologies, and Mr. Albanese is the king of imported ideologies, and it's going to affect the country greatly, in my opinion. And yeah, get ready, guys, for a big to suffer. We're going to have a huge suffering in this country. I think my conclusion is 30% increase in cost of living, less high competition in jobs. Salary won't go up that much, because if you got all these people coming in who are willing to work for dirt cheap, then why increase the salaries? The immigrants are great because they just work for nothing, and they've never made that much money in their life. You know, like an Indian cab driver here will make more than a doctor does back there. So you got those problems. It's look, we're in a rough patch, and it's just gonna get worse, in my opinion. And but you know, suffering is almost a good thing sometimes, because it creates stronger people. So hopefully we get a stronger Australia, more resilient Australia, and hopefully a party can stand up on its 2 feet and come in when the time is right and solve all these issues that we're about to walk into. So yeah, we'll see what happens. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below.